Hey, what's up YouTube? Welcome back to a new video. If this is your first time here on the channel, thanks for stopping by. Definitely check out some of my other videos, and if you like what you see, go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. I greatly appreciate it. Today I wanted to chit chat about the games that I have currently been playing. I have been having a lot of fun with the games that I've been playing lately, and I wanted to just, share my thoughts and opinions about said games with all of you. So let's get started. So I'm not going to hold you. I do have 5 games here, but we'll start off with the Xbox and PlayStation games first. The first one, I feel like it's been a while since I have shared an Xbox Series X game, but hello. Here we go, Xbox Series X. I have been playing a lot of Dead Island 2, and I'm really enjoying it. So it's been about 9, almost 10 years since we initially even knew about Dead Island 2. When it was first announced, it was back in 2014. And I was excited then. I really was. And then I'm not going to lie, I forgot about it. I've always enjoyed the Dead Island games. I just find them to be silly and cheesy and fun. And for me, that's sometimes what I need. You know what I'm saying? Not every game has to be deep and emotional and serious. There's just times I just want to sit down and wreck shit. And that's exactly what I've been doing in Dead Island 2. Now, I'm not exactly sure where the story is going. I'm just going to tell you that right now. I'm not really sure, nor do I care, but just know that there's this zombie apocalypse going on in Los Angeles, otherwise known as LA, which I absolutely love. And yeah, you're trying to survive. You pick from, I think there's five characters that you can pick from, and you're just out there surviving. And when I say surviving, I really mean you're just beating up on some zombies. Like I said, it's dumb fun, it's cheesy. I'm enjoying listening to YouTube videos and listening to music while I'm playing it. I've even streamed it, and I had fun doing that as well. I will say I do really like the combat in this game. I honestly do. Although it is repetitive, I'm not going to sit up here and say this is something revolutionary, right? Because it's not. It's not that type of game. But the combat is a lot of fun. Just like in all other Dead Island games, there are weapons all over the place, right? And of course, you have a workbench where you can go and, basically make new weapons, improvise, on those weapons and all that good stuff. But the combat is low-key kind of satisfying, just because, when you're swinging like a crowbar or whatever, and you actually make contact with bone and flesh of a zombie, it kind of it's impactful. It really is. I'm not even gonna lie. And it's a little satisfying as well. I'm enjoying it a lot. Now, when it comes to the PlayStation 5, I have been playing a bunch of Resident Evil 4. This is the remake, and I just beat the game. It's funny. I was streaming the game. I streamed for almost 3 hours, and I got to the second to last chapter. I went and had dinner. Got off a stream, had dinner with my husband, came back, and beat the game off stream. It's great. But then again, I knew that it was going to be Capcom really knows what they're doing when it comes to these remakes and remasters of the Resident Evil games. They really do. Speaking of which, can we get a remake of Code Veronica? I know I probably said this already, but Resident Evil, at least the first 3 games in this series, definitely hold a special place in my heart. Those first 2 games brought my brother and I bonded over those games, for real. We had such a great, my brother's 8 years older than me, right? So I've always been, of course the youngest, but I'm the baby sister, right? That's what it felt like when I was younger. And being able to play the Resident Evil games with my brother, those first 2 Resident Evil games, especially Resident Evil 2, we played that completely through together, and that was amazing. So when we think back, when you're thinking back on those times back in the day when, you played video games, and you have those memories, those fond memories, I always think of Resident Evil 1 and 2, just because that was time that I spent with my brother. It's a beautiful looking game, and it plays incredibly well, but that doesn't mean that it's without its faults. I will say, and those that have stopped by my stream while I was playing Resident Evil 4, this remake, y'all know I was so frustrated with some of those Ashley parts. For those of you that have never played Resident Evil 4, you're basically playing as Leon Kennedy, who is on a mission to rescue the president's daughter, Ashley. And there were some times when I was playing this game and I was so frustrated with Ashley. Like, she's pretty useless in some areas and she would just die, 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 die. And I just get so frustrated. But I did notice that when Ashley wasn't around, I was kind of missing her. I was kind of missing taking care of her. But yeah, those Ashley sequences, some of those Ashley sequences were a pain in the butt for me. They honestly were. And also, I feel like the pacing was a little off as well. Like, towards the end of the game, it really just feels like a straight up shooter. You know, it's a little intense, but not as intense as it was in the beginning of the game. So yeah, Resident Evil 4, great remake. It's fantastic. And I'm looking for my Code Veronica remake, hopefully soon. This sounds a little crazy, but I did complete 2 games in one day. I just told you that I beat Resident Evil 4, the remake. But earlier this morning, I did complete for the Nintendo Switch Bayonetta Origins, Cereza and the Lost Demon. I am a fan of character action games, those stylish character action games, Bayonetta. Those games are so much fun. This is nothing like that. Straight up, it's nothing like that. This is more or less of a, action adventure. Not that much action. I mean, there is action, but not as much action as you would expect in a typical Bayonetta game. It's more or less of an adventure platforming puzzle game. Definitely, the vibe is different. It's more low key and it has this really clever storybook vibe to it, which I really do appreciate. You play as a young Cereza. She's about 13, 14, maybe 15 in this game. She's an apprentice and she's trying to hone in on her powers, right? And she has this familiar, Cheshire. You'll hear that a lot. You will hear that a lot while you're playing the game. She's calling her Cheshire. I think it's so cute. It's so cute. So you do have Cereza and you do have Cheshire. And the cool thing about this game is definitely the gameplay. Now, I was a little skeptical at first, but you basically control Cereza with the left analog stick and you will control Cheshire with the right analog stick. And I didn't know if my brain was going to be able to function that way, but it turns out it was fine. It's actually quite awesome. If you guys have ever played Brothers, I think it's Brothers, A Tale of Two Sons, I believe it's called. It's kind of like that, it has that same vibe to it. It works really well in this game. There's some puzzle solving. There's some action. You'll throw out Cheshire and he'll fight these fairies. There's 4 different types of elements. It's a really dope game that kind of surprised me, came out of nowhere for me. Like, I wasn't really looking for it to be, amazing, but I really did enjoy the time that I had with the game. I honestly did. Back in January, in the beginning of the year, I did make a video chatting about the games on my backlog, the 10 games on my backlog that I want to complete throughout 2023. Not doing the best at that. I've only completed 2 thus far, but that's okay. The year's not over. The year's not over. But one of the games is a part of this Super Mario 3D All-Star Collection. Yes, I have been playing Super Mario 64. Oh, child, I gotta tell y'all straight up, like, the camera. Oh my gosh, the camera. If y'all have seen my streams, if you've been, if you've seen any of the streams that I've done for Super Mario 64 over on my Twitch channel, definitely go check it out. You will know that the camera frustrates me the most. It's wearing me out. The camera is wearing me out. Why is the camera so terrible in this game? Now, granted, I will say I have gotten used to the camera and it's getting a little bit better for me. I'm not as frustrated with the camera, but that's the one thing that's holding me back from really loving this game is the damn camera. I do like the way the game is set up. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I like the way the game is set up. You're in the castle, you're jumping through these paintings, and you're going and doing these different levels, right? Or multiple levels in one world, or whatever the case may be. But what I find to be crazy is some things I'm just confused. Like, I'll jump inside of a painting and it's like, an objective that I have to do, but I have no clue how to even do the objective. I don't know. Did y'all have that problem when you played Super Mario 64 back in the day? Let me know. But yeah, I think I have about 50 of the stars. I don't know how many stars I need to complete the game, but I do plan on beating this game very, very soon. I also want to go back and play Super Mario Galaxy because I do want to play Super Mario Galaxy 2. That's a Mario game that I've never played. I feel like 2023 is going to be the year where I play all the Mario games and complete all the Mario games that I've never completed before. So yeah, Super Mario 64, I guess I'm almost done. I don't know how many stars I need to complete the game, but we're almost done with that, I think. Last but not least, on my Nintendo Switch, I have been playing a lot of Disney Dreamlight Valley. Played a bit of it when it was released, I guess back in September of 2022, but I kind of fell off, forgot all about it. And I hopped back in and I am just having the best time with this game. It's so chill to me, and just like, it's a vibe. I'm not even gonna lie. It really is a vibe. It's fun. It's a lot of fun. And it really has captured that love that I had for, Disney in general. It feels magical. It really does. I know it's crazy to say that and corny to say it, but the game does feel a little magical. If for some reason you're not familiar with Disney Dreamlight Valley, it's basically a sim game. I guess you could compare it to something along the lines of like Animal Crossing, right? You have your own character and you're basically going around this valley or your town and making friends with Disney characters. But along the way, you're doing all the chores that you would, very similar to like Animal Crossing. So you're farming, you're harvesting. Are those the same things? I don't know. I don't know if that's the same thing, but whatever the case may be, you got a little harvest in there. You're mining. Of course, you have like different. What I think the reason, and I don't want to say I like this game better than Animal Crossing, but what I do appreciate about Disney Dreamlight Valley is that it seems a little bit more structured because you do have missions that you can do. So there's story-based missions, and then you have like friendship missions, and the friendship missions are more, or quests are more or less along the lines of like Mickey wanting you to do something for him. And that builds up your friendship level with these characters, which I think is great. And then I just like the mundane, I know it sounds weird, but I do like the mundane task of like going around and like picking up, wood. Oh my gosh, that seems to be a problem. Everything requires wood, right? I feel like I never have enough wood. So I literally just sit there and I go, and pick up wood, a bunch of wood. I like, just doing simple things like that. It's just therapeutic in a way. It's super relaxing and chill. And it's another game that I can turn on some music to or listen to a podcast to and kind of just chill out. So yeah, guys, those are all the games that I've been currently playing. I would love to know what games you're currently playing. Please let me know in the comment box below. As always, I want to thank all of you for watching this video, and I'll check you next time. Peace.